What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at another example of a clout chaser who just can't stop posting evidence of the crimes that they commit on social media now. This seems to be like a really popular thing, and this is something that we've seen time and time again, once again, where people, they'll commit crimes, right? They'll do something that they know is illegal and can get them in trouble, and they'll record it or they'll take pictures of it and basically tell on themselves online and get themselves in trouble at the end of the day because, for whatever reason, they just can't help but get themselves in trouble because they just can't keep their mouths closed. And this is just another example of that. I don't understand this mentality, but we're going to be taking a look at a story where a man was arrested in San Diego after flaunting stolen $88,000 on social media. Now, obviously, the first thing you would think, right, is if you're going to steal $88,000, the last thing you should do is probably pretty much alert everybody as to what you just did, especially maybe to like take a picture of yourself holding the cash and then like upload it all over the internet, but this is what this guy did. I can't help but notice that this guy kind of looks like Kevin Hart with a beard, but with that being said, it's another one of these examples. And a bank employee in Charlotte, North Carolina allegedly stole $88,000 from the bank's vault, according to a release from the United States Attorney's Office, Western District of North Carolina. And he wasn't bashful about advertising to his social media followers the life of luxury that he was funding. The release said a criminal indictment was unsealed this week in federal court following the arrest of Orlando Henderson, 29, by the FBI in San Diego. The unsealed indictment alleges that Henderson stole cash out of the vault in separate allotments on at least 18 different occasions this year. Throughout July and August of 2019, Henderson used a social media account to post several pictures of him holding large stacks of cash, according to the release. He then allegedly committed, quote, loan fraud in connection with the purchase of a luxury automobile, it said. Okay, so let's get this whole thing straightened out here. So he stole this money not all at once. That's kind of what like I figured when I read this, is that he just like ran up in there and just like stole 88 grand right out of the vault. Okay, that just sounded like some GTA heist type beat behavior. No, that's not what's going on here at all. So I guess he's not like totally stupid, right? Like he kind of was sneaky about it. He took it in, you know, smaller amounts so that way he wasn't caught as easily, but at the same time, the bank wasn't noticing that thousands of dollars was going missing. How in the fuck do you not notice something like that? I mean, $88,000. 18 different occasions. When you break that down, the math, it's not like he was taking $2 at a time, and it just magically adds up to 88 grand, okay? He was taking thousands of dollars at a time, and nobody could figure out what's going on. There's no security cameras to see who's going in the vault at what time, and what time the money's going missing. They can't figure out who was at work when the money went missing. I don't understand. There was no way they figured out that 88 grand went missing and they couldn't figure out that he was the one doing it throughout however long he was taking this money. I'm not sure, but then to run and post a bunch of pictures on it, not necessarily sure. Once again, I don't understand why you would do something like that. You're literally advertising not only, yeah, you have the money, right? Oh yeah, you got your money up, right? Because yeah, you stole $88,000. That's great, right? 88 grand in your hand. But at the same time, you're literally advertising the police are going to come and arrest me at any moment because of what I've done. I don't know about you guys, but when somebody would do something like this, if this showed up on my timeline, right? Like let's say on Twitter, I'm following this guy and he posts a picture with this stolen money flexing this shit, right? I'm not going to respect it because I know that within like 3 weeks, he's going to be in prison because of what he did. So at the end of the day, I know that he did all of that work for nothing. I know that he did all of that work, taking all that money over time just to tell on himself. How am I supposed to respect somebody who does something like that? I'm supposed to respect somebody who is so smart to do all the work and to get into the bank, and, you know, has the job at the bank and everything, has the connection to get in there and get this money out, and can fool the bank, but can't fool himself into just shutting the fuck up. You know, I don't understand. I don't understand why people respect this kind of behavior, but then he committed loan fraud in connection with the purchase of a luxury automobile. So the first thing you do when you get this 88 grand, like there's so much you can do with that much money, right? You get $88,000 in cash. First off, you didn't rinse that money. So you got all this money, you did not rinse the money clean. Then you decided to commit loan fraud. And what for? A fucking car. You didn't even buy something worth your time. You didn't buy something that you can actually use. to do anything with. You decided to buy something else that you can flex. I literally cannot understand this mentality, man. $88,000 can buy so much. You can buy property, you can buy a business, you can start a business, you can buy so much with 88 grand. And the first thing you're like is, oh, let me buy a car so I can go post that all over the internet too and tell everybody how, you know, I robbed a bank out of 88 grand to buy this. It's like, just stupid. Henderson's numerous Facebook and Instagram photos depict him posing with stacks of cash, and the U.S. Attorney's Office says that he used the money to make $20,000 down payment on a new Mercedes-Benz. He allegedly also falsified bank documents to obtain a car loan from another financial institution to cover the remaining balance of the vehicle, prosecutor said. Are you? No way. Okay. Oh my God, you cannot be kidding me. So, you had access to this bank, okay, and you were stealing money, and you got 88 grand out, scot-free, did not get caught, and you can buy luxury with 88 grand with a car. I wouldn't buy a car with stolen money, okay? But then your dumbass decides you have to buy a car that actually costs more than $88,000. So now you're put into a predicament where, number one, you either have to now put your actual credentials on a document. So you have to put your actual name and all of your other information to apply for a loan on a document where you're going to be putting this down payment on with stolen money. So they're going to link this loan with your actual credentials with stolen money. Or now you have to falsify a document like this and commit another crime and add to your record when they eventually catch your dumbass. I'm shocked. I am shocked that somebody could make such a stupid decision. You get 88 grand, and this is what you do. To even steal $88,000. I'll get to that in a minute, because I'm going to break this one down for you here in a second. I'm not defending the fact that he stole $88,000, but wait a second, I'm going to break down how stupid he is for even stealing in the first place. According to details from the indictment contained in the release, he allegedly took bank customers' cash deposits out of the bank vault for months. Many of those times he deposited money into an ATM near the bank where he worked, according to the release. So he's stealing money and putting it back into an ATM so it can all be tracked, all the transactions can be tracked. I don't understand how you can not even think this through if you're actually going to do something like this. But I make it look easy, but this shit really a process, he wrote in one Facebook post, part of a string in which he talked about building his, quote, brand. That post showed him holding a stack of money and smoking a cigarette. Detailing information from the indictment, the release says that Henderson destroyed certain documents and that he, quote, made or caused others to make false entries in the bank's books or records to cover up the theft. You made this shit look so easy, and it was a process that you led them right to you. Like, the only process was you just handing the police a free indictment. I mean, it was just stupid from the jump, but you did not help yourself with your decision making. He has been charged with 2 counts of financial institution fraud, 19 counts of theft, embezzlement, and misapplication, along with 12 counts of making false entries, which carry a maximum penalty of 30 years and $1 million fine per count. He's also charged with transactional money laundering, which carries a penalty of 10 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine. So he's only facing millions and millions of dollars in fines and 40 years behind bars, all for $88,000 in cash from his job. Now, you're probably like, oh, Optimus, bro, you've been kind of defending him because you won't declare how bad it is to steal from the bank. Now, it is definitely stupid to steal, okay? And here's why. Not only is it a fucking crime, okay, that should just be self-explanatory. I shouldn't have to tell you not to steal. You should already know not to steal before you get on my YouTube videos. But I wanted to really get the mentality of why he would do something like this, so I decided to do a little research into the job. Okay, so he was working at a Wells Fargo in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, the funny thing is I found an article from the Charlotte Observer from March 27th of 2018 saying that they would be getting a raise for their minimum wage to be up to $15 an hour for all of the lowest paid employees, okay? So the bank tellers and everything, which is probably what he was working at if he was getting access to the vault and whatnot. So most likely he was making $15 an hour. Depending on how many hours he was working, if he was working like a 40-hour work week, he was making, you know, maybe $28,000, $29,000 a year. If he was working some overtime, he might push 30. Not horrible, not the best, but at the same time, You can also get promotions and other jobs within this bank that pay way more. So all he really had to do was just sit there and just do his job, right? He could just sit there and work, grind it out at a good Wells Fargo job. Okay? It's not like he was working some shit job, right? Grind it out at Wells Fargo, do your thing, get that pay raise, you know? They're probably gonna have raises in the future, I would assume. Maybe get some promotions, and then all of a sudden, in a couple years, you might be looking at a much better outlook than you're looking at right now. So he's making, what, 30 grand a year, and all he got was 88 grand? Over this time period, and then got, what, 40 years max in prison? How is that worth it? Like, someone please conceptualize how that's worth it. It's not like you're even cashing out that much more than you're making in a year, and you're risking your entire freedom. Like, this is pretty much, that's like over half of your life, in reality, going to jail because of something so stupid. And in reality, when you think about it, it was all for clout. He wanted to get this money, and he took this money just so he could go buy a nice car, so he could just show it off on social media, right? He wanted to show people that he had a Mercedes-Benz on his Facebook and Instagram, and he wanted to show people how he had money on social media. So that kind of behavior now got him 40 years in prison. Or he's facing 40 years in prison because he wasn't satisfied with a decent job. I mean, how many of you would take 30 grand a year entry at a bank teller job at Wells Fargo? I would say that beats a fast food job or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, I just had to try and dive into the mentality and see what was going on, but I just can't understand it myself. So, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel. Follow me over on Twitter at @Optimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Join the Discord down below, lots of great things going on down there as well. Thank you to my channel members, your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, stealing 88 grand and signing out.